Well, welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And tomorrow is the big day. We are only one day away from the much-anticipated home opener after the boys went 2-0 in Prague, getting those delicious 4 points from the Buffalo Sabres in the Global Series. And a couple days ago, most of you probably saw this, the 2024-25 opening roster. No surprises here. The same group that was in Prague. And just looking at this lineup, guys, it just got me excited. What a start to the season. These new additions have been panning out beautifully. We see all the forwards here. You see your defensemen. You see the goalies. Nothing of surprise, but when you look at the defensemen, let's just talk about this defensive depth, and this is just crazy. You have Seamus Casey, Brendan Dillon, Dougie Hamilton, Jonathan Kovacevic, Shimo Nemitz, Jonas Siegenthaler. There's 6 guys, right? Okay, and then you look down, and then you see the 4 guys below them, Luke Hughes, Brett Pesce, Topias Villain, Santeri Hatakka. Villain, I think, is the most kind of, looks like he could be an NHL player for sure. Still early in his career, and he's going to be trying to crack this New Jersey Devils lineup at some point as well. But obviously, Luke Hughes and Pesce are 2 of our better defensemen, and Hatakka was going to be a guy who was probably going to take Luke's spot if it wasn't for his injury. You just look at this incredible defensive depth, and this is not even taking into consideration DeSimone, probably 1 or 2 other prospects floating around that could step in serviceably. But what an incredible defensive depth that this New Jersey Devils club now has, and it is beautiful to see. The Devils hit the ice yesterday in split practice sessions, defensemen separate from the forwards, working on some things in their specific games. And the biggest news coming out of this was Luke Hughes back on the ice for the first time, at least that we know about. Suffered an off-season training injury. We learned about it when he was sidelined at a Michigan football game at the Big House in a sling. One of the more bizarre ways to learn about an injury. But Luke Hughes returns to the ice. It's seeming like he is going to return sometime in early November. Again, these things always could change with different variables and things. But as of now, it seems like he's on track for that original 6 to 8 week timetable they gave, which would put him back in the Devils lineup and on the ice sometime early November. And also spotted on the ice was Brett Pesce. Another kind of weird thing. He was recovering from an off-season surgery that we knew nothing about. He missed the games in Prague, and we're not really sure when we're going to see him back. I'd imagine it'd be rather soon, but maybe it's another week or 2. We don't really know. But Pesce on the ice, love to see that as well. I'm sure we're all looking forward to him making his New Jersey Devils debut whenever that may be. But both of them on the ice. Both of them on the ice today during practice, on the road to recovery. And then a quick little note on Jacob Markstrom. Jacob Markstrom obviously has been playing, or the one game, played out of his mind, stopping 30 of 31 shots in Game 1 of the Global Series. I have been expecting a big season for him. That first game just kind of showed what I thought he was capable of doing, but hoping for a big season for Markstrom. But as this past couple weeks went on in different interviews and things, it seems that Markstrom is like a sick, fierce competitor, which I absolutely love. You hear about these guys once in a while, and especially goaltenders, that have this crazy competitive streak. And Amanda Stein put this tweet out earlier yesterday. Markstrom told me earlier in camp that he expects to go 82-0 in quotes, partially in jest, but also as an indication of his competitive nature. Just now, he smashed his stick over the bench, sending it into pieces after he didn't like how he performed during a practice drill. Oh, my God. When I did stuff like that as a kid, they told me it was poor sportsmanship. But you know what? I think this Markstrom guy's onto something. I obviously love to see it. Fired up in practice, doesn't want to get beat by shots, ultra competitive in games. He is a winner. He wants to win. He doesn't like any sort of substandard performances, whether that's in a game or in practice. He smashed his stick, and he's showing a little bit of his fiery side. Love to see it. I think Markstrom is going to be an absolute beast for us. I wish we had videos of him smashing the stick. We do not. But it's gonna be an exciting year, Devils fans, and Markstrom is going to be a huge piece of that for this Devils club. And then we just take a peek. This October, because of that Global Series and losing all those days in between, this New Jersey Devils team is facing a packed packed schedule in October, playing 11 games in 21 days. Talk about strenuous. We have the home opener on the 10th against the Leafs. Then we're at the Capitals on the 12th. The Utah Hockey Club at home on the 14th. There's our first back-to-back in America in the regular arenas. In Raleigh for the Hurricanes on the 15th before going to Ottawa on the 17th. And oh baby, I'm excited to see how Brady Tkachuk and his new teammates perform. Always love watching Brady. We're going to see how the Senators do this year with Linus Ullmark and net. Seems like they placed a sizable wager on him kind of saving the franchise in my opinion, but we'll see how that goes. And then we play the Caps again at home on the 19th, the Lightning at home on the 22nd, at Detroit on the 24th, another back-to-back, home on the 25th against the Islanders, the 27th against the Ducks, and then at Vancouver on the 30th for what would have been the latest installment of the Hughes Bowl, but I do not think Luke will be in the lineup for that one, so it'll just be Jack versus Quinn. But we're going to see Jake Allen pretty often and early in the season. You know, we have 2 back-to-backs in October alone, and hopefully the team can perform in front of him. You know, I think the game at Carolina is going to be a decent test. Despite all of the guys that they lost, I expect Carolina to be a very fierce and competitive team under Rod Brindamore for as long as he's there. And I think, you know, that's going to be another good test for this Devils club. And then obviously at Ottawa, they're going to be fired up that they're still in playoff contention, being that it's only the 17th of October. So they're going to be looking to show what they can do against the Devils. A lot of these teams are going to be circling the Devils on their calendars, guys. A lot of talk about the team with their offseason acquisitions. They were the 3rd or 4th most favored team to win the Cup by Vegas odds. And so a lot of these teams are going to be circling that game with the Devils on their calendar, and that they're going to be using that as a measuring stick for where they are and you know, going forward. Ovechkin obviously on the pursuit of Wayne Gretzky's goal record. We'll see how that goes. It seems like he's going to be hanging on until he breaks that, and I think he obviously will at some point, probably next season. And the Lightning, always a dangerous team whenever you have a top goaltender like Vasilevsky. That'll be another good test against a top goaltender. Detroit, probably one of those teams looking to get into the playoffs this season. They just narrowly missed out last season. And then the Islanders have been pretty competitive for some years now. Those are always pretty good matchups as well. And we're playing them at home on the 25th. You got the Ducks on the 27th, which you're hoping is a win, but there's no guarantees in this league. We saw how the Devils struggled against some poor teams last year. And then that Vancouver team is going to be very good as well. That's another good test on the road. All in all, October is a very jam-packed month. We're going to see Allen. We got some back-to-backs. Hopefully Markstrom just keeps performing at a high level, and the team responds under Keefe and continues to do so. Hopefully we could get out to a nice little cushion after the first month of the season. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. If some defenders are rested on some nights with this strenuous schedule and having the flexibility of guys waiting in the wings. Curious to see how many games Curtis McDermott gets into. I want to see him back to his enforcing ways. You know your boy is an old school fan, loves the fisticuffs. But going to be a very interesting month of October. Hopefully the boys play like they did in Prague, and I think it is going to be a very good October. A very, very good October indeed, and hopefully at the end of the month, we're at the top of the standings, building a nice little cushion to go into November and beyond with. Much better than having to play catch-up, for sure. Always want to get those points early, and I think this team is going to do it. Super pumped for the home opener. Super pumped to see this new-look New Jersey Devils club live and in the flesh, taking on Sheldon Keefe's former club, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and what could play out like a playoff game. This could be like a very intense early season game. I think it's going to be an absolute war, and hopefully the boys can get these 2 points for Sheldon Keefe because you know he's going to want them so badly, and hopefully they get them for him. I think that's all I got for you guys now. Tons of cool stuff coming out in October. Stay tuned. I'll be doing a post-game live after every game this season. The next one, obviously, is the home opener, so join us. That one will be starting at 10:15-ish, subject to change depending on when the post-game show goes off the air. But all season long, when that post-game show goes off the air, the post-game show is live with Ace and all of you on Running with the Devils. We'll have some call-ins, bunch of cool stuff. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out on the channel. I did a very cool video with one of my buddies in the New Jersey Devils game-worn goalie mask vault. Also did another video about the 3 things I'm going to be looking for from the Devils in the home opener. And if you're newer to the channel, poke around. There's tons and tons of interesting stuff on there from over the past year and a half or so. And I'll be back soon, guys. I'll be back soon. Let me know what you thought about anything I said in this video in the comments. Obviously, as always, throw out anything, everything New Jersey Devils hockey. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.